Okay. Jumping back into it. Parasite Eve. Now with EX game. Hello.
Looks like I took that shower just in the right moment.
Nope, the cutscenes are not skippable. Oh well.
Yeah. If I were to re-release it, that'd be another thing I would wanna fix.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it's worth them taking a second gander at these movies.
Yeah, I've been having a good time playing through myself, although... Okay, I don't know what was going on with the last part, but I had to go through that final boss like 8 times.
Really?
It's because of that goddamn chase.
Oh,
For,
right. Hmm.
yeah, for some reason, in the final stretch, I would just start walking. And that would slow her down just enough to get caught.
Hmm.
I don't know if it was because of the emulator or I was just hitting a bad spot, but eventually I did it. And for the record, I could easily beat down the boss. I spent the time getting the junk machine gun, and I could basically shoot out super quick and really hard. So I was even able to beat it without using, any parasite energy.
Hmm. And like,
Yeah, it was just that goddamn chase.
yeah, because like, okay, yeah, if you tilt a little on the control stick, yeah, she does walk.
Yeah,
I,
I
I,
was,
I,
I was,
I can only
I
guess
don't know
maybe
what
something
happened.
got wrong with your analog inputs or something.
I don't know. Either way, it was frustrating. Now, I should recommend for your bonus points, rather than putting it into Aya herself, putting it into the gun is better because that will always cycle through. Like the gun in vest.
Like, okay. I mean, I'm not really planning to go beyond one variant of the EX game, so
Fair, fair.
I'll probably see. You know what? First, I'll put some into active time.
I'm gonna have to beat the game again because the retro achievements have, beat all the chapters on an EX game, and then beat the Chrysler building. Though after that, I basically will get all the retro achievements. Really, the hardest achievement, one of the harder achievements I had to do was get through the Chinatown sewers on my first try without getting blinded.
That doesn't sound like a fun time.
Fuck those bats.
What are you doing? Don't worry, just making sure I've got my shotgun fully loaded.
I
For the
named my
opera?
gun Excalibur. Although I couldn't fully spell Excalibur, so it's just with an R at the end. But I did also go with Aegeus. We both had the same idea. I will say it was fun to revisit the game again on my own, and yeah, I'd still say it still holds up.
Yeah. Because, like, as much as it has inevitably aged in some fashions, it's still a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you know what? It's... I mean, okay... talks about how unfortunate third birthday was aside. It's kind of, interesting and sad that Square doesn't really try to make a lot more RPGs in this style, whether it's like because of the combat or because of how like we have something like this where it's a contemporary, modern Earth as opposed to being a sci-fi or fantasy kind of world that we usually see.
And if we're also being technical, this is a licensed video game.
That is
true. It is
true.
a sequel based on a book. Although, if you want to be also technical, I guess The Witcher is also a licensed game.
True. Like, it's kind of one of those weird things to think about sometimes that, yeah, there are those moments when games are, like, they can be based on a thing and, like, be good as much as, the contrary is. But I mean, on the other hand,
maybe the more obscure the license, the better the product.
And I mean, I would also say it's also kind of a matter of passion that goes into the work. And I think sometimes there's just things that are different. Like, I mean, here's the thing of it when you think about it. Square, who's known more for their fantasy RPGs, decided to take on the license for a modern-day horror game. Or book
and not only
story,
that,
rather.
based on a book.
Yeah.
That, if we're being honest, the book itself, while decent, it wasn't gonna win any awards. Like, hell, before Parasite even came... Like, we're even lucky it came out in the U.S.
Yeah.
Because this totally seems like the kind of game that would be Japan only. It's based on a novel. It's got weird scientific stuff. It wouldn't be the first time Square underestimated, U.S. sensibilities.
I mean, it probably helps that, like, this is the setting is New York. And I'm guessing that maybe they were kind of hoping to ride on the coattails of, Resident Evil was pretty popular.
That
maybe
is exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
It's even more evident with the second game.
Man, it makes me
Also,
glad that
goddamn, I love Aya. I did some looking in. Apparently, the original design had her with black hair, but they wanted to make her very un-Japanese.
Huh.
Hence the blonde hair, hence her using, like, slang, or a more relaxed tone of speaking.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, I would say it kind of helps also in the sense of considering how dark the areas can be. It's nice to have a bit of lighter hair to kind of easily spot her sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. God, they did Aya dirty. Alright, well, time to one-shotter or two-shotter.
You guys hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Welcome.
Yep.
Say, hello, Eve. I got a shotgun.
Chris Redfield.
Wow, only
just
one-shotter. Wow.
If only that was enough to end this.
It's like, blam, roll credits.
No. Ed, right before we roll credits, she says, "Shop smart, shop S smart," and then roll credits.
And, I've never seen Army of Darkness or those other freaking
Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't either, but I watch like compilations of the one-liners.
The movie's more than one-liners, but anyway.
I know, but
yeah.
I'm just saying I really do need to get around to watching it. Beyond the one-liners and the memes.
It's funny that you bring that up, because me and the anime crew, we're probably going to actually go watch through the movies and then the actual TV series.
Wait, there was a TV series
Yes.
of Army of Darkness?
Yep. Oh, not Army of Dark. It's Evil Dead. Army of Darkness. Okay.
Evil Dead, right? Sorry.
Yeah, there is a distinction. Apparently, from what I recall, from what I've heard, Army of Darkness, I think it was like basically they couldn't use. There was like some sort of licensing issue or something like that. So they wanted to continue the story, but it was like a different movie producer or something. I don't know.
God, that is so weird how often that sort of thing happens. Oh, we can't legally call it the thing we want to keep doing? Just rub off the serial numbers.
Yeah. Because so actually, I think it might have been the other way around. I think it's Army of Darkness going to the TV series. So it's like, yeah, they couldn't use some of the designs or something like that. It's basically the TV series is like, it is Evil Dead in all, like, well, I mean, it is Evil Dead, that's the name of it, but like, when it comes to the Army of Darkness stuff, it's like, hey, remember that one time that thing happened? Yeah, just kind of barely remember it. It's slight references.
Ugh, can't wait for Friday. You guys are gonna be able to start finding some cool tech treasure. Who doesn't want technology?
Who needs to find it?
What?
Who needs to find it? I can just make it.
Technically, you can, but you can't.
No, technically I can, and I can.
Can you do the can?
No. You forgot one important detail when it comes to crafting technology. You need proper areas to do it.
No, okay. So I've told you about this feat before. One of the, as a technomancer, which is the, my character has nanomachines that can be used to replicate any weapon, including technological weapons.
Okay, see, I got confused there. I thought you were referring to literally the craft technology crafting feat.
Nah. There is limits, like I can only do it like, I think it's 500 gold.
You can't make actual tech gear for other people, it's just more flavor and integration, blah.
Yeah, it has to be, it's only 500 gold per level, so it's like at level 2 that's 1,000 gold, and most technological weapons are like at 5,000 minimum.
I think the cheapest thing you could do is I think you could do a flare gun.
Yeah.
I think that's like literally it. Let me check. I gotta see now. Okay, let's see. Weapons. A flare gun is 300.
Okay.
It's a disposable weapon, although... How would that work if it's a disposable weapon?
I mean, it would, like... it doesn't affect too much whether it's disposable or not. It could be a thing where it's like, oh, I need to like spend down like, you know, maybe like a minute or whatever to rebuild it or something.
That does seem... I could buy that. I mean, I would allow that.
Yeah, like there will definitely be some issues which like the guide talking about it is like, yeah, you need a like this is a balance feat except for one particular case, so talk to your GM about it
And that would
and
be...
get them. That is the rocket launcher.
Yeah, you're not making a rocket launcher.
Yes.
As awesome as that would be, you're not making a rocket launcher. Maybe... Okay. Maybe for the final book, like for the final battle, I'll be like, okay, you can make a rocket launcher because that would be awesome. Because let's be honest, if it's the end of the book, who cares, right? And, you know, just pull out the Mega Buster, say a one-liner, and just shoot out a goddamn rocket. You know, I'd be more concerned about the Death Beam or the Nuclear Resonator. Or a Gravity Rifle. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, but like in terms of actual damage and that, they're kind of balanced compared to the rocket launcher.
The Death Ray is basically... Okay. A Death Ray is a save to take only 66 points of damage, or die of 100 points of damage. I would say the Death Ray and the Rocket Launcher are the ones I'm like, I'm gonna have to put a kibosh on. That and the Railgun. Though, the Railgun is kind of cool. You know, it's basically, super sniper. Actually, there's a lot of powerful stuff, like the Vortex gun. Actually, the Vortex gun is stronger than a rocket launcher. Okay, so a rocket launcher, a medium one, is 66 fire and 66 bludgeoning, whereas a Vortex... Oh no, I guess the rocket launcher is strong, because the Vortex is only 10d6 force. So that's still pretty good. And the range is a 100-foot cone. Okay, I take it back. That is better.
Yeah, but I think the thing that balances them out is the actual cost.
Yeah, if you want to get the Vortex gun, 182,000 GP.
Which means I don't think it can be integrated because that's out of, like, even at level 20 that might still be out of price range.
At that point I'd be like, you're gonna have to go on a quest of your own just to find that.
Well, yeah, no, again, it's out of the integration's money limit.
Yeah. Well, at least there's other good stuff that's within limit that I wouldn't be upset about. Like if you put a stun gun in, that'd actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, the feat is meant more to do with like the actual like weapons that aren't overpowered, like one-use kind of weapons, like stuff like, you know, the laser rifle, the arc gun.
Alright. Actually, here's a thought. What about Time Worn gear? Because Time Worn stuff is technically lower in value.
Then it probably could be integrated.
Though you would be subject to any Time Worn glitches, and eventually you can't recharge it.
Yeah.
I would allow that. Especially since you are fully aware you are still affected by Time Worn glitches, and that shit can make or break. Well, at least you could just shoot out a little flare, just boop. Yeah. Which, actually, a flare gun, 1d8 fire damage ain't half bad, especially with a range of 240 feet?
Well, yeah, you gotta shoot it up into the sky.
Well, you can't shoot it at somebody.
Yeah, but like the whole point of a flare gun is that it's a very light.
Yeah. Actually, it even says here, it tends to wobble and spiral in flight, incurring a 20% mischance of being used to target a specific person.
Yeah.
Though if any creature within 20 feet of the flare after being shot must do a DC 12 Fortitude saving throw or be dazzled. And if you're adjacent to it, you're also blinded on a failed save. I mean, it's a good opener. It's a good opener weapon, at least. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. So can you just integrate only weapons? What about, like, tech armor?
Weapons.
Just weapons only, huh?
Yeah. Later on, I do get, like, one of the kineticist options is defensive stuff. Like, it's called, I believe, Clockwork Heart, which I'm going to be like, oh, that's the actual part that has connected to his chest.
Okay, so it's basically like the Tony Stark arc reactor. Got it.
Yeah, so it's like that. What the Clockwork Heart is like? Yeah, you get defensive buffs, and you also gain some. You gain fortified, which is a 25% chance to negate crit.
Ooh, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. That could save you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been fucked over by crits before. I think we've all had stories of that. No, that does sound cool, and I'm glad you made a character that's thematically fitting. Let me tell you, in my Pirates game, I think I'm the only person who's actually trying to be a pirate.
It's funny how people tend to make characters that don't really fit the campaign.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating. Now, granted, okay, Cryo is actually in it, and he's playing a Storm Druid, which is a bit thematic for the Shackles. But the other person is a person from the Eastern Front named Tadao, and he is a were-tiger because he took like the were-shifter archetype. He's actually really good. Like, goddamn scary in combat.
So here's the thing though, when it comes to Skull and Shackles and the whole idea of fitting the theme of pirates, it is easier to fit any theme to that idea, especially with how that book starts. Oh, you're just a random traveler
I know.
that's passing through? Yep, you get...
Everyone else would start wearing pirate get-ups or doing what... I just feel like I'm the only one who's putting in the effort.
That's not how that works for a pirate campaign.
We're almost done with the campaign anyway. We're gonna do Rise of the Room more.
So yeah, did you see my message about Pokemon?
No.
I put it in general, and it's very possible that the reason why you didn't think the gym music was that good.
That. Oh,
yes.
I must have saw that in the morning, and then I'm like, I'll read it later, but I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently the internet is mocking Pokemon with all the bugs and stuff. But I'm like,
yeah.
I'm a little concerned.
Look, I mean, it's not like a buggy release is going to kill the franchise, especially not Pokemon.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm getting worried about this the same way I got worried about Bethesda.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully they will, like, try to do better. It's because it is kind of one of those things where it's like the game is fun and playable, but it's like, goddamn, they really ought to know better by this point.
Yeah.
Me, I haven't had any issues. Like, I personally believe that all the bugs are kind of being over exaggerated just because of all the people. You know, it's the whole confirmation bias
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's like, oh,
Like I remember, like, out of all the things I've seen, like, one of them was the thing where it's like, oh, there's a thing where it shows the model for Wiglet colliding with the player's model. It's like, guys, really, that's not a bug. That happens all the time in other games.
yeah.
Yeah, that one is just. Even I saw that, I'm like, really? Is that all?
Yeah. And it's
In a
like,
model fighting? Even I'm like, really?
and there's been a few things where it's like, okay, like, yeah, it'd be nice if the frame rate was better for some places, or, you know, oh gosh, you know, the Pokemon kind of partially disappeared, but it's like, at least there hasn't been anything like, oh, the save has corrupted, or, oh, you're indefinitely stuck in this one area because of some other thing. It's like, yes.
Yeah, that would be a lot more concerning.
Yeah, because it's like, yes, they like. I honestly would have preferred it if they took like another year to really polish it up and make sure that it didn't have anything bad going on. But
You
as it
know-
is, like, people are kind of making a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah.
I think you mean making a mountain out of a Diglett burrow. Or Wiglet burrow.
Like, I think it's also like, if anything comes from this, one thing I do hope is, like, I know it's not gonna happen, but I would love it if the Pokemon Company would be like, okay, Game Freak, you know what? No, not anymore. You're not doing Pokemon anymore. We're gonna give Pokemon to someone else.
If only, if only.
Like, I would love it if, like, if I could have my dream team for creating Pokemon games would be Monolith.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty good at doing open world RPGs.
Yes.
Because it's like, here's the thing I would say. Game Freak is pretty decent at doing things conceptually speaking. But when it comes to technical, let's be honest, they've always kind of been on the back foot when it comes to trying to piece their games together, technically speaking.
Yeah.
Like, I remember even hearing the thing about how it's like, oh, apparently, what's his name? Former Nintendo Iwata. Apparently, he helped out with trying to get, like, Gold and Silver together.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of those...
Had the Pokemon license. Like, you can make any Pokemon game.
I mean, that doesn't really seem to be a thing he's interested in, but yeah, that would be kind of neat.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, like, if... I feel like that would be pretty cool to see a collaboration of Game Freak and Monolith. I feel like that would make for a pretty neat thing. Because, like,
I ever think of whenever I think of Monolith is Fear.
different Monolith. We're talking Monolith Soft, the Xenoblade people.
Right, yeah. Always
Okay.
get the two mixed up, yes.
You know what? That's fair. See, that's also what was confused me. Like, you want the Fear guys or what? Easy
Yeah,
mistake.
I knew Andrew got what I was going with, so
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, because, like...
Easy enough mistake.
Yeah. The thing with Game Freak is, like, as much as they're the joke of, oh, they're a little independent studio, how can we expect them to do anything? Honestly, Game Freak has kind of felt like, yeah, they were an independent game dev company who somehow caught a genie in a bottle and have never really been totally fully able to control it.
Yeah.
Because like I think they're one of the last like one of the other games they made that wasn't Pokemon was also just like pretty underwhelming.
There's that town game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, they have shown they've been able to do stuff like, I remember hearing people say that stuff like Harmonite or Drill Dozer or I know I really liked Pulse Man.
Yeah.
That was like a solid Mega Man alike. Like, they can do good stuff that's not Pokemon, but it's like they've kind of just gotten themselves hooked onto this one thing that, I mean, it's a big cash cow, and I'm always glad that we're going to be getting more Pokemon, but it really feels like they need to partner up with someone, and, okay, they need to partner up with someone, and they need to slow the fuck down.
Yeah, the problem about slowing the fuck down, though, is that they've got the the mandate of keeping up with the anime releases.
Which I think might help with the thing of if they were to have other companies do something like with how Coliseum and XD were made by Genius Sonority, and those were pretty good games.
I mean, one way they could do it is be like, it's like, as you said, this game, if it had another year. So what if it's like, with how the anime has gone so far, they're like, okay, you know what? This is now a good point. Let's say for the next season of the Pokemon anime, let's actually just do like another one of those sort of vignettes, still set in like from Generation 1 to 8. Make them longer vignettes instead of like the 10-minute stuff they were doing. Like actually make it a series that they can put on the anime time slot.
It just kind of makes me think of Pokemon Chronicles.
Yeah, well that's what I mean. Like, just basically
do more
come
with
up.
that, yeah.
Come up with stories that they can use to fill the anime slots for a year. That way, they don't have to do the generational update.
Like an actual Pokemon Mystery Dungeon anime.
You know what I'm surprised hasn't happened yet? Just like straight up an anthology series. Like different styles, different directors putting a spin on Pokemon.
Yeah.
There are some YouTube shorts that kind of show that, like,
Well,
that.
yeah,
like,
they're vignettes.
Yeah. So it shows that stuff like that is possible. But we need more.
Yeah.
Goddamn, we need more.
Especially like the animation. Like one of my favorite of those, I think it was like Twilight Winds or something like that.
Yeah.
It was Leon's big, it was like Leon versus the Sword and Shield generic MC. Or was it? I think it was them. But that whole match was so damn, like, the animation, the quality, seeing like his Dreepy's Final Evolution, can't remember the name at the moment.
I like the Mimikyu and Scrappy anime. That old school Tom and Jerry antics. I like that one.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like, there was this whole like mid-air like dogfight between Dreepy's Final Evolution and Charizard. And I think there was even one point where they got like a So it's like you have all the Dreepy seeking missiles, all the seeking Dreepy missiles.
Oh god, yeah. Oh yeah, wasn't there even a meme of why is there a kid out on the field?
Yes! Yeah, so it's like Leon invited this kid to watch the match, but instead of like giving him like, oh, a front row seat in the audience, he's like, yeah, no, you can watch right here on the sidelines in the actual arena. Yeah, because Leon isn't smart.
Yeah, Leon, let's be honest, Leon is a shonen protagonist who reached the end of his career as we walked in. Like, he has the... Well, actually, that is exactly what he is. He's basically a protagonist who... We reached the end of his story once Ash came in and brought him down. Yeah, it all makes sense now.
I feel like this dude should be dead already.
Oh yeah, forgot to mention. Oh, you might want to walk into him. That might be true. There we go. Yeah, I forgot to mention that might happen. It's like a small glitch. Yeah, see, one other thing. The enemies actually got a buff. Because, you know, you're in the EX game, so you have a stronger weapon. So they have a health buff.
Okay.
You just don't notice because for stuff like, you know, the rats. Like...
Well, yeah, like that and Eve, I thought, oh, they're going down real easily.
Yeah. It's like a small percentage buff with each playthrough, basically.
Alright.
So, basically, Dark Souls before Dark Souls.
Something like that, I guess.
Because that's, like, when Dark Souls first started doing the whole New Game Plus thing, every new cycle of New Game Plus, would bump up stats a little bit.
Huh, no kidding. Ugh. Can't wait for tomorrow because Thanksgiving with the family means lots and lots of food. As Garfield puts it, Thanksgiving is a day where we celebrate having food, and we celebrate by eating lots of food. I mean, I can't fault that logic.
So yeah, I have a new again, not going to spoil anything, but the nickname of one of my new favorite Pokemons is called Pokemons. Well, the nickname of one of my new favorite Pokemon is Harmony.
Cool. I admit I've gotten a little distracted because I've been playing a lot of Parasite Eve, and I also just got Shadows Over Loathing.
Yeah.
You know, the sequel to West of Loathing.
Nope.
Which is a sequel to Kingdom of Loathing.
Okay, never heard of him.
Kingdom of Loathing is the game that basically coined the term dev team thinks of everything. It was a crazy RPG kind of deal.
Okay.
West of Loathing is basically what happens if you took a Western, made a Paper Mario game out of it, made it sillier. Shadow over Loathing is like Shadow over Innsmouth, but wackier. pretty good. They're pretty good games.
I want to use a map. I'm pretty sure I've... Okay. I am doing the post-game, like, looking for legendaries now.
Hold up, you already won? Damn, that was fast.
Week, 7 days.
Again, that's pretty fast.
Not really. It's actually kind of slow for a Pokemon game.
I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, it took me a long ass time to beat a game. But then again, I had other things to worry about. So yeah, you know what? That makes sense. Never mind.
Like, when I got Black and White 2, I was like, I thought it was just going to be, like, I didn't realize it was a sequel. I thought it was just going to be, oh yeah, no, it's the updated version. So I skipped through all the story and beat the game in a day.
Without realizing. Wow.
Yeah.
So you didn't question the new starting town or other altered series of events?
I think it'd been like, what, 2 years or something like that. So I was just like, I know it came out like a year later, but I think I got Black and White late, if I recall.
Alright.
I can't quite remember. I just remember just skipping through everything.
You know, okay, so getting through Pokemon games, single-player campaign fast, clearly not anything for you. Have you gotten a shiny Gardevoir yet?
The first, I mean, like, I'm like, do I want to do a shiny Gardevoir hunt on this when I know it's like it will be easier with how they do outbreaks and auto battles, but at the same time, I'm just like, I've got 3 shiny Gardevoirs, all named Aria, and I'm like I should. I want to consolidate the original Aria, the one that I carry to every game. I'm just gonna be like, no, she's going to stay as the one that I've had since bloody Gen 4. It's why it's like the first Rolts I usually capture is either Cadence or Alto. You know, even though technically they're supposed to be Aria's children.
I mean, given her proclivities, who's to say she hasn't had multiple children?
Hey-o.
Oh yeah, I'm actually in another Pokemon campaign.
Maybe she's part Ditto.
What was that, Urkel?
I'm in another Pokemon campaign, like a PTU campaign.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Holy shit, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. The GM was like, okay, yeah, you can start with a roll. So I'm like, okay, cool, can I start with a shiny? He's like, I'll give you a 25% chance, so roll a 1d100. And I didn't get shiny.
Oh.
But then he's like,
this is the first step, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But then he's like, but you know what? It's like, this isn't like the games. You can basically use products to, like, Pokemon safe products to color them how you want. Especially since
that feels actually realistic. I'm surprised we haven't thought of that before.
Yeah.
Like, it's so obvious, yet, I actually feel kind of stupid for not thinking about that.
Yeah, some hair dye.
Hair dye,
lenses,
contacts, everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, if it feels like you just say, "Oh, they took a pill or had a magic item rubbed up on them, and now they're shiny.
Yes, the Final Fantasy XIV method of changing your chocobo's color,
Yes.
making them eat colored berries. Or was it berries, or was it? I think it was actually like an assortment of different. It's not Gasho Greens. Gasho Greens is just to keep allow them to like energize, keep them fighting alongside you.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I think it is like berries or whatever.
I'll tell you one thing. I hope someday we can play Pathfinder 2's Kingmaker. I'd love to play with you guys.
Here's like one of the ideas I have is once Eldamon comes out, which is the Pathfinder 2 Pokemon like system, which I have already got pre-ordered. Once that comes out, I am actually thinking of doing Pokemon Kingmaker using the rules for Eldamon and like how they do everything. I'm like, okay, this is easy. Like I've already had a look at some of the stuff that teased, and I'm like, this is a system that can actually be changed to Pokemon without it feeling off. Because it does like all the type matchup stuff, all the like evolution stuff.
I just want to play the Kingmaker story.
Yeah.
We would still do the story, right?
Yeah, I said it'd be Kingmaker Pokemon.
Guess I could bring back Shinta. Because I mean, one of the backstories is Brigand.
Either that, or the other idea is because I do want to retry it and try it better. I want to do, I've got 3 ideas. So the Pokemon Kingdom Maker, the Academy idea again, and this time actually make it, like, try not to strive from that original idea. Or a dumb idea I've been wanting to do, Pokemon or just normal Pathfinder setting, either way. I want it to be like an arena, like basically Pokemon League or like competitive like sports arena thing where you have kayfabe. So it's like, yeah, I guess you guys aren't really wrestling fans, so you don't. Well, you aren't wrestling fans, so you don't know what kayfabe is, right?
Play and pretend.
Not a clue.
I know what it. I know vaguely the terms.
Yeah. So yeah, basically the whole idea is it's like you're battling your way through the league, but all the stories in that are like wrestling stories. So it's like, you know, you to the audience, you might have this feud with another champion, or I mean another combatant. It's like they're your worst enemy. You want them dead, but then the moment you're in the locker rooms, you're actually best buds.
I still would rather do Kingmaker.
Oh, this is. I'm not making this plan with you in mind. I'm making this plan as something that I want to do. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Also, I guess another cool Kingmaker build I would love to do is maybe be an outdoors duelist. You know, a sword scion.
Yeah.
Because those dueling swords, not bad stats. 1d8 slash with a versatile piercing, finesse, and all I'm thinking of is the Fire Emblem Myrmidons. Or, you know, their Sword Master. I can't remember what they go into. Myrmidon to, like, Sword Lord. What was it? Please check.
See, one thing about this, do you actually get, like, alternate costumes now? Like, can you actually switch her to a dress now? or is that still just
No,
locked
there's
to...
no. I don't think there are alternative costumes for her.
No, like the equipment is still like basically invisible armor. The clothes are entirely a cutscene based, or rather game state based thing, like based on where you are in the story.
Yeah.
I see.
Dude, because let's be honest, kicking ass in a dress is more engaging.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's an option for that sort of thing.
So they didn't copy Resident Evil exactly.
Nope.
Another thing that could potentially be addressed in a remake.
That's right. Myrmidons become sword masters. I was right. Now, Dory's swashbuckler. It would actually fit, especially with panache and sword strike. And, you know, riposting.
God damn. You should help me, right? Whoa.
But that might be for the future. Who knows what I would want to build by then. Maybe I want to be a spellcaster. Launch nukes at people. Hey, can I get a nuclear type Pokemon? Can I get Nucleon?
I refuse.
What's your problem with uranium version? What's your deal with it?
Because it fundamentally ignores one of the big concepts of Pokemon lore. It is anti-Pokemon lore. There is no need for nuclear energy when the big power source in Pokemon is infinity energy.
This is literally the first time I've ever heard of that.
Then you haven't played the games.
And I feel like Argyle has brought it up plenty of other times in various conversations and during the courses of campaigns.
Well then, my brain is being stupid and refusing to remember it.
Infinity energy is brought up it first gets named mainly in Gen 6. It is the energy that is used to power the super weapon, and it's also what's behind Mega Evolution, and
Okay, fair enough. It is in the thing. I guess I just kind of forgot.
The term came up in the Oras games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just X and Y and Oras apparently.
And ever since then, everyone the whole Galar particle thing. It's like, nah, that's clearly just infinity energy. It's like different regions have a different name for it, but it all ends up being the same thing.
I thought the Galar stuff was meant to relate specifically to what's it? The thing that causes the gigantism.
Yeah, it's basically uh, us us law masters and theorists have all basically traced it that like infinity energy is just the idea of the universal energy that Arceus has used to create Pokemon. It is in essence everything. Galar
Right.
particles are like okay, this is infinity energy that has been also attuned to Eternatus's body or whatever. Like it's basically like, you know, putting food coloring in water.
Okay, now, saying that, you know you're kind of petty, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure you are fully aware of how petty you are.
I'm not allowed to dislike something because it kind of doesn't use the lore of the series I really like.
When I'm told that my opinion on Star Wars stuff because it goes against the lore is shit, why should I let anyone else do that? I kid, of course. But no, I empathize. I completely empathize, don't you worry.
Yeah. It's like I'm playing. I've been playing through Insurgents, and like, it's. I have a weird relation with fan games. I'm like, okay, if they're doing something interesting, I like that. I like new designs of Pokemon that they do.
Oh, try Pokemon Sweet version. That's a
Yeah,
fun
that's
ROM
the
hack.
food one, isn't it?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
actually do a really good job with it.
I'm not a big fan of just straight up uh like fire red leaf green hacks unless they're like
Well, there is an entire new set of types. Like a whole new type chart for you to learn and do.
yeah.
So it would be like playing a whole new game and it would throw your sensibilities out. Though I will admit, after I played it, I'm pretty sure my blood sugar went up.
But yeah, like the thing that Insurgents does that's kind of interesting is that it takes the idea of like the evil team and like turns it up a notch where it's like, yeah, it makes sense that there would be these cults that actually worship like stuff like Darkrai or Giratina, like the dark evil villains Pokemon.
Like, honestly, it's kind of weird how little religion does show up in the games. Like, I mean, okay, yes, it's a kid's game, but, like, considering how many Pokemon seem to have a godlike, if not literal power, then at least godlike reverence by some people.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
The only generation that has any sort of religious relevance in terms of the setting is, of course, Gen 4.
And maybe Sun and Moon if you stretch them worshipping the totem Pokemon. That's a stretch.
And of course, there's Legends Arceus.
No, that's what I mean. Legend. That's
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
that
you
is
only
linked
get-
into
yeah.
Gen 4, right? Because
Yeah.
it is the same place
Yeah.
geographically speaking.
yeah.
I myself have been kind of trying to figure how some of that might work for like I've been trying to think about how to do a game that might be set a little bit in Kalos' past, and thinking, well, maybe at some point, like yeah, I keep thinking of like, okay, maybe Arceus is kind of becomes the forefront of being like the quote unquote one true god, or at least the main thing people go for, and stuff like maybe Xerneas and Yveltal kind of get into the background, becoming more obscure, pagan kind of thing.
Mm.
Anyway, I'm getting a little too tired, and you've been at this for an hour, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'll probably save and call it good.
Yeah. Perfect timing. Right at a phone.
Yeah.
Good talking with you. Hope you all have a good Thanksgiving, or for you, it's just another day, I suppose, Argle.
Just another day.
I hope you have a nice Thursday? No, Friday.
Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Friday, yeah. I keep forgetting,
Oh,
you
look at the
live
bright
in
side.
the future!
Well, look at the bright side. At least then afterwards, you have to wait another day, and then you'll play in my game, and hopefully have a good time, and hopefully I don't fuck up. You need to remember to level yourself up, right?
We'll do that, don't worry.
Okay. Just, hey, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't remind you.
Mm-hmm.
And good night, dear viewers.
Good
I
night.
like your Dratini plush. That is a nice plush.
Thank you. It's Dratini's.